No more can be traded. My heart's have been spaded. I'm not too prideful to up and leave. You've been on complacent. The tides have been changing. Love is just patience, and for you.
What's up, Bookish Babes? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'll be doing the end of the year book tag. I've seen Destiny sit. Well, I believe Destiny actually came up with the questions, and I've seen Larry Reeves and Sarah Carolla do this. So I wanted to hop on and do my end of the year book tag. Now, I didn't want to pull all these books off the shelf. I pulled a few off, but I will be adding pictures on the screen for you guys because y'all, I gotta be work in a couple hours, like 2 hours, and I didn't want to take on that task. I'm not even gonna lie to you, I did not want to take on that task, but I still will be telling you guys, and you guys will still know what I'm talking about. So let's get into the questions. The first one is the most disappointing read of the year. Now, I have a few disappointing reads, and if you guys been watching my videos, you'll know exactly. I think I'll pick three, but I'm gonna show you two. Now, the first one, "Meet Me at the Lake" by Carly Fortune. This book, I guess this book can go for a lot of things for me for this year, but right, I, I just don't understand. Like, I just don't understand. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen anyone who actually read this book and enjoyed this book because it's just, I don't know. Just this. The next one is A Curse for True Love by Stephanie Garber. This was one of my most anticipated read because if you don't know, I absolutely love the second book in this trilogy. The Ballad of Never After. I absolutely love that book. I gave the book a 5-star. The whole series for me is like a 5-star read, but that book specifically is a 5-star for me. And the ending of that book had me dying to read this book. And this book just gave nothing. It gave nothing to me. Like, I just didn't understand. It was no action. It was little of Jack's. It just didn't do it for me. It just really did not do it for me how I thought it was going to. And that was really disappointing for me. So the next question is Underdog Book of the Year. Now, I've seen a couple of people talk about this book, but not a lot. And I really want people to read this book because it's so good. And that is Mary Jane. It's like a coming of age story where Mary Jane was raised in this household where women, her mother, her mother believe in, I guess you'll say, domestication, where she like the women cook, clean, and serve the man. But Mary Jane ends up working for the Combs family, where Mrs. Combs didn't do any of that. Like, what she did, no, she didn't. She didn't do any of it. So this book was so good to me. I really enjoyed the crap out of this book. I think I gave this book a 5-star after I finished reading it. Amazing book. If you haven't read Mary Jane, please do. I feel like this was like one of the most underdog books of the year for me because I just didn't see a lot of people talking about it, which is crazy because that book is extremely good. A book that was overhyped. Now, I've seen a lot of people talking about this book and they actually enjoyed this book a lot, but when I read it, I just felt like everybody POV was not needed. Like, the main character, the main two characters, the female and the male, and the lady's daughter was the only POV I needed in this book. I did not need her best friend husband, her mother. I did not need all of those. And that is 7 Days in June. I feel like this book was seriously overhyped to me because I just did not see how people was rating this 5 stars. I did not care about nobody else in this book but the main character and her daughter. That was it. If it wasn't for everybody else POV, I think I would have gave this book a 5-star. But I just could not get with it. I just could not get with everybody's point of view in that book. It just didn't sit well with me. Favorite couple of the year. Ooh. Now, besides Ryan Shay, because I don't own that book, Ryan Shay and Indy, we have Maximum and Lennox. I actually love their relationship. He just does it for me. Heartless. Kate, Eden, and Willa are bae. Absolutely love these two. And another one I read, it was like on my Kindle, and it was A Worthy Love by A. Valdez. I'm gonna put it on the screen for you guys so you guys can see what I'm talking about. It was Marissa and Asher. I absolutely chef kiss. Chef kiss. I love Asher. Oh, and the one I'm reading now. Ooh, but I don't even see. I can't even say that. I can't say that because I want them to be a couple, but I can't say that they are a couple yet because I'm not finished reading that book. But I hope they do. I hope they do. Now, my favorite main characters of the year has to be Jax. Jax. Oh shoot. Oh. Hold on. I'm knocking stuff down. Have to be Jax from The Ballad of Never After, and I guess you say Kate and Willa from Heartless. My favorite main characters, the characters in the book I'm reading now, Dominique and Salone, and Mel from Mallory. Oh, I have a lot of favorite characters. Ooh, I had to get my phone. I have a lot of favorite characters, so but I'm gonna just leave it there. Those are the top ones I love. Oh, and the Corsets from Addicted Calloway series. I read Addicted After All this year, so them. Let's see. The next question is new. No, a book that surprised me. Now, I did not like Magnolia Parks because BJ and Magnolia was too childish for me. Like I just couldn't get with them at all. But Daisy, Julian, and Christian, this book really surprised me because I just went into it knowing that I didn't like Magnolia Park, so I'm 9 times out of 10 I'm not gonna like the people in this book either, but I just still wanted to read it. This book surprised me. I really enjoyed it. I think I gave it a 4.75. I really enjoyed reading about Daisy, Julian, and Christian in this book. It just Magnolia Park did not do it for me because BJ and Magnolia was so toxic. They were just so toxic. For their grown age, they was extremely too toxic for my brain to wrap around. Like I just could not fathom, like, child, every time I talk about the book, I always reference how I thought they was in prep school, a boarding school or something, and they was like 24, 23, 24, 25, 25, I don't even know. They was in their 20s carrying on the way they was carrying on, and it threw me for a loop. New favorite authors that I discovered in 2023. Riley Sager is one of them. Who else? Sarah Adam. If you know, I absolutely love The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager. So Riley Sager, Sarah Adams, who wrote When in Rome, The Cheat Sheet, and Practice Make Perfect, and who else? Freida McFadden. I have read the first book I read from her was Housemaid and The Housemaid Secrets. That was the first books I read from her, and I kind of buy every book she write now. Her and Riley Sager, every book they write, I buy. So yeah, who else did I know? I stumbled across this year. A. Valdez and J.L. Siegler are a few new authors that I kind of stumbled across this year. And what else? I believe that's it. And oh, Lauren Roberts, she wrote Powerless. She's a new author that I stumbled across in 2023. The happiest read of the year has to be Restore Me by J.L. Siegler. That book has me giggling and kicking my feet. I'm just absolutely obsessed with that book. I'm reading it now and I'm absolutely obsessed with that book. Oh, and the right move. Liz Tumford. She's also a new author I discovered this year. But Liz Tumford, The Right Move. Most frustrating book of 2023 has to be Meet Me Across the Lake. What? Not Meet Me Across the Lake. What? Meet Me at the Lake. Has to be this one. I was just, one thing that, it was something that happened in this book where The guy in, like, first of all, he was supposed to meet her at the lake. Title, Meet Her at the Lake. I want to say a year or so after they met, then he ends up showing up when she in like it. He ends up showing up to help her with something that her mom did, but then he ended up leaving without saying goodbye or anything, or a text message saying, "Hey, this came up," or "and I left because of this." He like end up leaving and ghosting her, and she ended up chasing after. She ended up chasing after this man. Why would you want a man that can't communicate? I just did not get that. Like, why would you want somebody that can't communicate? Like, and Magnolia Park was another frustrating book because how Magnolia and BJ carried on gave me a headache. Gave me a solid headache. But the ending of that book was good. It gave me a solid headache. That book frustrated my spirits. I felt it in my core how aggravated I was with them. Ooh, I say best at the adaptation of the year. I don't watch TV like that. I don't watch TV like that, so I can't say. I can't say. The longest book I read of this year has to be a quart of silver flames. It's 757 pages. That is, yeah, 757 pages. This is the longest book I read this year. I really need to finish reading this series. I really want the new covers, but where am I gonna put them? Should I get the new covers? I want the new covers. They grew on me. I'm not even gonna lie, they grew on me. But I want the new covers. But yeah. What else? The shortest book I read was like 71 pages, and it was on my Kindle. I think it was called Take a Chance by Miyoko May. That was the shortest book I read this year. I'm gonna insert a picture on the screen for you guys. Favorite cover of the year, y'all. This cover right here is so pretty. Although I haven't read the book at all, this cover is gorgeous. Like I absolutely love this. This is so pretty to me. The whole like it is so pretty to me. So that is like my favorite cover of the whole 2023. I got that book strictly for the cover. I haven't even read it yet. I got it strictly for the cover. Book I haven't stopped thinking about: Heartless, The Right Move, and I know when I finish reading Restore Me. Restore Me. The cringiest book you read this year. The cringiest book I had read this year had to be this Christmas book I read. It's called Snow King Catches His Snowflake by A. Valdez. It's one of those cute, cheesy books. And it was just some things in that book that made me cringe. Like, I was like, okay, now. We get it. Like, we get it. Like, unpopular book that you loved. Ooh, unpopular book that I loved. I don't think I really read any unpopular books that anyone didn't like. Well, what did I? Hmm. Did I read any unpopular books this year? I don't think so. I don't think I read any unpopular books that I witnessed anyone. Well, I probably had, but I probably did, but I haven't came across anyone talking crazy about books that I love. Usually, not 9 times 10, I follow people that actually enjoy the books I enjoy. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. What is the highest and lowest rated books you read this year on Goodread? And wait, did I read on Goodread? Ooh, I don't know. How do I find that out? What is the highest ranked book on? I don't know. I can't tell y'all because that means I don't even know how to look it up. I don't even know how to look up the highest and the lowest ranked books on Goodreads. So maybe if you follow me on TikTok, I'll look it up and I will tell y'all there. So, yeah. A book that I read that I would reread. Ooh. What book would I reread? The House Across the Lake. I will reread um the entire Quarter Stone and Storms and Roses. I will reread. I'm going to reread Crescent City, The House of Earth and Blood, and The House of Sky and Breath. I'm going to reread that. Um, what else would I reread? I would reread Bloodmark and Legendborn any day. Um, Things We Never Got Over. I will reread that. Divine Rivals. I will reread that. And I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of books I reread, but those are my main books that I would reread. My book goals are reflections and 2024 reading goals. I think I met my goal on Goodreads this year of reading 100 books. I read 101. My 2024 reading goal is to read, like, to enjoy the books I read, to take my time and read them instead of rushing through them, to like be in the moment while reading. And I think I'm gonna set my goal back to like 100 books, or I might drop it. I don't know. I might drop it, or I might set it back to 100 books. So that's probably my goal. But yeah, those are all the questions that I want to answer for today's book sag. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up, like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see y'all in my next video.
I'm calling bullshit. Say you got it, but you ain't got nothing. Bad bitches don't